Good afternoon, everyone. I am Drake Tamare from the Wikimedia Uganda user group. Our session today is about sister projects, leveraging on the youth factor for sustainability. Our speakers today are Winnie Kabinti, Derek Ndahiro, Eben Mulai, and Efemia Awandu. The session will focus on highlighting the following. We shall talk about opportunities in the movement for young people. We'll also share experiences and then do skills development. Let me introduce the first speaker, Winnie Kabinti. Please speak to us.
Thank you, Drake, and hi, everyone. I'm excited to join my first wiki endeavor. It's my first one, and I am pleased to convene with fellow Wikipedians in the African continent. So I'm from the Wikimedia community in Kenya, and I'm passionate about youth empowerment. And so I'm looking forward to having a conversation to see how we can make the youth factor count in the Wikimedia movement. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Then Eben Mulai, who is Eben, just brief introductions about who Eben is. He's the Swahili Wikipedia administrator. He's the founder and lead of the Wikimedia community Arusha. Eben also is the community liaison at the AfroScene project. He's also a mayor regional grant committee member, and he's also the team leader for Wiki Vibrance. Eben, you are most welcome.
Thank you very much, Drake. Just to make a point of correction, you have said it all better, but I'm a team member of the Wiki Vibrance project, not a team leader in such. Yeah. So thank you. I'm really glad and happy to talk to you.
Thank you, Eben. Then next is Derek Ndahiro, who is the founder of Wikimedia User Group Rwanda. He's a jury coordinator of Wiki Labs Monuments on that committee and a member of the Mayor Grants Committee. You are most welcome, Derek Ndahiro. Derek, speak to us. Oh, Derek seems to have lost his connection, and Efemia Awandu is also trying to join in. I think at the moment, Eben, I would like to welcome you back and we start the session. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Drake.
Thank you.
So
Can I start with the questions?
yes, yes.
All right. Thank you very much. I would like to know, how did you join the movement, and what advice do you have for a young person watching this and wondering how to plug in? This is a question to all of you, but Eben, please start. Thank you.
Thank you, Drake. So I'll give you a brief background or history on how I joined the Wikimedia movement. So I joined the Wikimedia movement in the year 2019 when I was still a student at the university. So while at the university, I tried to find a community where I could engage with fellow youth, and I went to one of the hubs in Dar es Salaam. It's called the Buni Innovation Hub, where I met the Wikimedia User Group Tanzania. I met with Anthony, who introduced me into the Wikimedia movement, and I started to be an editor since then. So that's how I joined the Wikimedia media movement. So with any young person, the second part of the question, with any young person who wants to join the Wikimedia movement, I mean, everyone. The Wikimedia movement is so inclusive. It includes all the people of all different backgrounds, different skill sets. So any young person who wants to join the Wikimedia movement is totally welcomed and uh, can reach to any of the Wikimedian who are very friendly. They could coach them and mentor them on how they could contribute into the Wikimedia movement.
Thank you very much, Ndahiro. Winnie, would you like to tell us how you joined this and what advice you have for any younger person watching.
For me, I actually joined coincidentally the community in Uganda during the East Africa Summit in 2019. I think that was in sometime in September. So I had to go across the border to learn about this great community. So what happened is that I got information that the summit was happening and they were looking for um, interested participants from Kenya who are keen in free knowledge. Yeah, and so I applied and I was lucky to be shortlisted to attend. And it's while at the summit in Kampala that I got to meet 4 other Kenyans who had also attended. And after that, we went back to our country and we synergized. And now we are working on being recognized as the Wikimedia Community in Kenya user group. So yeah, so I can say I'm 1.5 years into the movement, and I have grown not just as an editor, but now even as a community organizer. Yes, so thank you very much, Uganda, and I am looking more to learn. And also, as you asked Drake, my advice to other young people out here who are wondering on how they can plug in into the movement, I would say events are some of the major ways that we can actually plug in, because it's through events that you get to learn more about the community. You meet a big pool of community members with interests, because I've noticed the community is quite vast and we have various projects. So it's during events that you get to even learn about wiki projects that are in thematic areas that could actually be of interest. The other way is trying to plug in into various social media platforms where guys are convened. That's one of the other areas. So I would say those two key ways are some of the ways people can join the movement. And people are all over on Twitter. There are various groups on Twitter. There's Telegram. There's Facebook. Yep. So the space is big.
Thank you, thank you. And that was wonderful. That was quite a testimony. Derek, could you also let us know how you joined the movement and any advice you have for us? Thank you.
Uh, Thank you so much. I'm sorry I dropped off. I have internet issues, but I think right now you can be able to see and hear me, right?
Yes, sure.
Yes. So I'm Derek. I hope the introductions were done by the time I dropped off. So how did I join the movement? I joined the movement in 2019. Back then, I was a student in Uganda. Uh, there was an event. There was an event at Makerere University. So when I saw it, I saw that they're training people how to edit Wikipedia, and I became so curious because I used to use Wikipedia, but for consumption purposes. Go there, read information,
Oh, we seem to have lost
ability of
Derek. Okay.
joining and becoming one of the people contributing information. I said, okay, let me give it a try. So I'm glad and very happy to call myself a product of the Wikimedia user group run Uganda. That's how I joined. And my advice to young people who are curious and wondering how do I join the movement, they, it's very simple. First of all, are you interested? That's the first way to go. For the people who are interested in joining the movement, the only thing you're required of is interest. And then from there, it's what Winnie said. Can you reach out to people who are already part of the movement? You may be in Rwanda. If you have no idea, there's so many people in Rwanda who are Wikimedians. If you have no idea, do you have a friend in Tanzania? Could you ask? Because it's from asking, it's from connecting that we go to know about Wikimedia Foundation. It's from that we also go to know how best can we play a part in the Wikimedia movement. So adding on to what Winnie said, it's a matter of just searching. If you're in Tanzania, just put there Wikimedia user group Tanzania. You easily
Mm.
land on information concerning that, and it's from there you get to know, oh, this is how I can join the group of people who are doing a different activities related to Wikimedia Foundation where you are. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Derek. That is quite wonderful. We are sure to join in, following your advice. The next question that we have on stage is, how did you? Oh, okay, it's still the same question. What role are you playing in your local community and in the movement at large? Eben, could you start with this? You are welcome, Eben. Share with us what role you are playing.
Thank you so much, Drake. So I play quite a number of roles in the Wikimedia movement at the time, currently. So first of all, I'm a Swahili Wikipedia administrator. So I got to be a Swahili Wikipedia administrator at in January this year, where I've been doing the admin tasks in Swahili Wikipedia, and also since the year 2019, I've been leading the Wikimedia community Arusha. It's a very small community which is born it's born with the efforts that were put by the Wikimedia community user group in Tanzania. So people like Anthony Mtavangu have been great mentors to the Wikimedia community Arusha as they mentored us on how we could organize the events and all that. So I'm also the community liaison at the AfroScene project, where I deal with communicating with people, with different organizers or participants in the different contests or projects under the AfroScene project. I'm also like a regional grant committee. This is quite a new role to me, and I'm so excited. I'll be helping the WMF community resources team on reviewing the grants and lots of other tasks in there. I'm also a team member, organizing team member in the Wiki Vibrance project, which I'm really sure you'll hear about it in few minutes when Euphemia talks about it. I'm also currently enrolled in the 2021 cohort of training the trainers of reading Wikipedia in the classroom. So this is quite an exciting project where we are being trained to become trainers to come and train people on how Wikipedia could be used in different in classes in different schools or universities. So that's the role I play in the Wikimedia movement at the moment.
That's quite wonderful. That's quite wonderful. Let's also hear from Derek Ndahiro. Derek, kindly share with us what role you are
Yes.
playing in your local community and in the movement at large.
Thank you so much. I would say my journey in playing a direct role within a movement started in 2019. That's when began the process of I began the process of establishing a user group in Rwanda, which started, I think it was around August after the session, the East African Wikimedian strategy. That was 2019. So since then, I have been playing a role of a team leader within, like locally in Rwanda, a position which came with so many responsibilities, such as training people, such as applying for different grants and so on. Apart from that, I also serve as a jury coordinator for the International Organizing Committee for Wikilove's Monument, a contest that has been going on. I think it has even ended in some countries. At the same time, I happen to be a member of the Middle East and Africa Grants Committee. As Eben said, it's a pleasure joining him on this call. Having joined him also in the other call, the other side as the members of the grants committee. These are grants that are reviewing. These are teams that are reviewing the grants applications that have been sent in by different communities. So basically, that's what I'm doing within the movement, and I look forward to doing so many things. Yeah.
Thank you, Derek. Thank you. Winnie, could we also hear from you on what role you are playing in your local community and in the movement at large? Thank you.
Thank you, Drake. Eben and Derek, you guys have huge portfolios. Huh? So for me, let me start at the local level. So one of the roles I've been doing, and this is from again the East African Summit in Kampala, is take the role of I will call it like a coordinator or rather team lead, in the sense that I am very intentional about bringing everybody together. You know, we are quite fragmented members in our community, so trying to bring everybody on board so that we can be structured, and that's how we've been able to have the planning user group, and also ensuring that whichever events that we're organizing at the local level, also they are inclusive, everybody feels welcome and they can participate and we can move together as a team. The other thing is also try to reach out to different partners like the media stakeholders when we have events, so that we are also, it also gives us visibility, and we are able to get recognized by other volunteers who might want to join. And a good example, which again is something that I'm also doing to answer this question, is that I'm also acting as a community organizer. I've been coordinating the Afro-Scene Editathon in Kenya, which Eben mentioned that is also part of the administrative team. Yeah, so there's that, and also there's the aspect of me volunteering my professional skills in the general community, not just at the local level. In 2021, I don't know why I feel like we've gone to 2022 already. So this year I was, that's what I was saying, in 2021. So this year I was part of the Wikimedia co-organizing team. And on that level, I was mostly providing communication support. And I've also been able to join the comms committee in the movement as well, where I will also be volunteering my professional skills in the communication aspects. And other than that, I'm also very keen on shrinking the gender gap in Wikipedia. And one of the things that I managed to get recently is that I was also recognized as one of the representatives of the Wiki Women user group. I come in to replace Rosie, who's joined the board, and I'm excited to continue sharing my skills and mentoring other young people in Kenya, especially women, to just join the movement. Thank you.
Oh, Winnie, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I think you've hinted briefly about what are some of the opportunities in the movement. But I would like you to, before you go backstage, I would like you to briefly uh, explain to us more, add more information about that. What are some of the opportunities available in the movement?
Um, there are various opportunities that are there, and because this session is targeted to youth, I will address it to that. The youth in Africa, you know, like I know we have various challenges that we share within our countries, and there's the aspect of you know, skills development, the aspects of unemployment, and also capacity building. And I will say, being in the movement, one of the biggest benefits for me that I've seen is growth in the area of capacity building. You get an opportunity to grow your personal and professional development in different ways that probably you wouldn't even get in a college class, you know, because it's very hands-on, and then it's also very multicultural, and there's also the international aspect of it. Like for example, for me, like in the communication aspect, being part of the volunteer of the Wikimedia co-organizing team, in the communication aspect, I got to work with the staff from the foundation. And as a person who is looking to grow the next phase of my career in the international communication world, I was able to get a lot of insight and even room to learn on how certain things are done, and how you even communicate in certain tones, so that it's wherever, what do you call it, it's polite or rather acceptable by people in different communities. From where I come from in Kenya, people, we are known, and I know East Africans will know that, especially Tanzanians. Us Kenyans, we are very aggressive. So that was something that I had to learn, communicating without feeling like you're bulldozing people. And I think that was a great eye opener for me. And also, there's the area of other skills that somebody can learn is the aspect of project management and people management skills. As Eben and Derek mentioned earlier, they've been involved even in organizing community events, getting grants, and those kind of things. So when you get to the level where you're becoming a community organizer, this is a project that you're running. So you get to be involved from the planning to the implementation. And also, if you want to do an analysis of how your event went down, you get to have those skills as well. And lastly, I think there was one more, just let me check it out. No, I think there isn't anymore. So those are the aspects. And you also, the last one is you get to network with people from all over the globe, which is amazing without even leaving your country. So
Oh,
yeah, it's exciting. Thank
thank
you.
you, thank you very much. Eben, any highlights following on from what Winnie just shared? You are muted.
Wow, that is so great, Winnie.
Continue, please.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's amazing that also Winnie is uh, getting some self development in like capacity building in different of the skills. It's also the same to me. Like through the Wikimedia movement, I've been able to like develop both my hard skills and my soft skills, like my communication skills. Yeah, I've always been not very good at that, but right after joining the Wikimedia movement, I've been able to communicate with people around the globe, and that has been really great to me. So another opportunity that lies in the Wikimedia movement is an opportunity to make the world a better place. So by contributing to like different Wikimedia projects, you get to share the knowledge to different people across the world, and these people really need this knowledge that you as a Wikimedia volunteer or Wikimedian contribute. So by joining the movement, youth out there, you'll be able to make an impact and make the world a very better place for everyone. Also through the everyone. So Wikimedia movement, I've been able to like learn and relearn lots of things through the collaborations with different Wikimedia communities and the volunteers in general. So
Thank you, Eben. Derek, anything to add on?
Wow. I would say it's a national exam to have to add anything on what these wonderful people have said, but maybe to add or three opportunities I have benefited from being part of the movement. Yes, it's networking, but to me, it goes beyond networking. It goes beyond knowing Eben, it goes beyond knowing Winnie. But it's from these getting to know each other opportunities that so many other things are coming out, so many initiatives. For instance, it goes beyond me and Eben being part of this conversation. I may be interested in getting something from Tanzania. I know a person to reach to. If I'm interested in anything in Kenya, I know a person to reach to. So I would say all other things are included in networking. The other thing, I got the opportunity to have this greater sense of belonging, because we are talking about a Wikimedia movement that is made up of experts, that is made up of teachers, software developers, like so many groups of people. So having this sense that I belong to this group of people who are doing something so great to the world, for the current generation and the future generations, I think it has given me a greater sense that yes, even if I died tomorrow, there is something I would have done which is good to the world. And lastly, being part of the movement has given me an opportunity to to improve my basic research skills. Because if you're talking about writing, it goes beyond just writing, but making a research before. It also helped me to the movement provided me with an opportunity to improve my leadership skills, because we are talking about leading communities of different people, different backgrounds, different interests, but being able to bring all these people together, sitting down, having an agreement and coming to, having arguments and coming to a conclusion. It is something that I have benefited from being part of this great movement we call Wikimedia. Thank you.
Oh, Derek, thank you very much. Before you go, are there
Yes.
any challenges that you faced, and if so, how did you overcome them?
Well, I think just like any other aspect of life, there have been so many challenges. There are still challenges we are facing, and there are so many more to come. One of the challenges is, I would call it a burnout. You're doing I would say a lot of work, but it's all on a volunteer basis, and it's very clear for everyone. But it's yesterday I got an answer for that. Whenever I get a burnout, uh, Bobby, he's a Wikimedian from South Africa. He said, "You know what? Do what you can and leave the rest, because you cannot carry the burden of the whole world on your shoulders." So burnout, that's one. Secondly, when you're talking about young people and the perceptions added on to being a young person in our communities, you're reaching out to partners and a person looks at you like, okay, you're supposed to be in school. What are you doing here? You're telling them the projects, and a person responds to you, oh, that's too much for you to handle. Are you really going to do that? So these are some of the challenges we faced. And then the other thing I would say is bringing people together, people who have I would say more than a million expectations. How do you bring these people? Some of those who have, I would say, bigger expectations that you're not even going to meet, and then trying to manage their expectations. I think it is something that has been a challenge, but again, also an opportunity, because it comes with learning. How do I manage people's expectations? If this person's expectations are not met, how do I go with it? So I would say challenges are so many, but I'm so happy that is from networking, is from these capacity building opportunities that we learn how to deal with these challenges. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. That was wonderful. Eben, have you faced any challenges that you would like to share with us?
Sure. Thank you, Drake. So I've faced challenges as an organizer and as a community organizer, and I would like to share those challenges here. So, so since when I started the Wikimedia community Arusha, I've been facing this. There's a gender gap in participation. Like most of the participants who like come into the session are the ones who are identified as male. So the female, most of the female participants don't show up. Like very few of them come, and like the retention rate is also very low to the female participants. So right now with this challenge, we are trying to come up with different strategies and plans on how we could like engage more female participants in Tanzania and in Arusha and in Tanzania generally. So that's one of the challenge, and also the other challenge um, as an organizer is retaining the new editors. So you find some people come join the sessions, you let them know about what the Wikimedia movement is, you introduce them to everything, they even learn on how to edit. But many of these volunteers join with the hope of making money through contributing to the Wikimedia project. So when they face the fact that it's all about volunteering, they get the burnout, like how Derek say, like no, we're not able to participate and just contribute freely. We want to get some money. We want to make some money. So those are the challenges which I face as an organizer in Arusha.
Oh, thank you very much for the challenges. And how have you overcome them?
So mostly like with the Wikimedians or the new editors who come in and they just think about getting money from the Wikimedia, from contributing to the Wikimedia project. Like I try to expose them to see the opportunities, the different opportunities that are within the Wikimedia movement. So I tell them like, okay, you won't make money, but you'll be able to gain these skills. You'll be able to learn stuff. You'll be able to network. You'll be able to make an impact to the world. So like you get to explain all that, but also but some of them will still not stay because what they're money focused. But when you explain to some of them, they join and they get to like grab the opportunities that are in the Wikimedia movement.
Mm. Thank you very much, Eben. Winnie, have you faced such challenges? And you could also let us know how you overcame them. Thank you, Winnie.
Thank you, Drake. And Eben and Derek, indeed, those are like mutual challenges that we face. And I would say the aspect of retention. Okay, for me, I will address both the challenges and how we've also been able to navigate them. So first is the aspect of event participation. Yeah, because as Eben mentioned, we have a very special demographic. People want to do this work, but at the end of the day, they have competing needs and time. And since it's volunteer work and they need to hustle to make that extra coin, then that limits their participation. And even for us as community organizers, sometimes you're also able to do so much, and even as editors, because your time is limited. Yeah, because you need to go out there and work, sometimes even two jobs, so that you make those you make ends meet. So fully contributing into the movement sometimes becomes a challenge. And then during events, one of the other things that we've seen is people who think that you as a community organizer, you're there because Wikimedia Foundation has given you so much money that you're just floating in dollars. So people will come for that share of those dollars. And one of these things that we even had recently, it was yesterday during our opening ceremony of the Months of African Cinema Editathon. There's actually someone who just came because they wanted the money that they see in this movement, not knowing that we are all volunteers. And he was very shocked when I even told him, by the way, I've not even been paid a coin to do this. He was so shocked, so that even the afternoon session where we had the training, he didn't come back. Yeah, so that's the other challenge. But I will say that from personally what I've seen, from organizing the Months of Africa Cinema last year and this year, I would say for me, I have had, I wouldn't say like the retention aspect is a challenge that I have faced, because when I started organizing, I realized that that was the biggest challenge that organizers were citing. And so I asked myself as a leader, what can I do? And even looking at the people that are in that community, what can I do to add value to them so that even after that event is done, they're still there? Because from what I've seen, even in participating in most wiki projects, once a campaign is done, you're forgotten. Like people move on to other projects until the next year when they want you. So as a young person, you sort of feel undervalued, or since this is work that you're doing on a voluntary basis, you feel like it's people taking away from you without adding value. So for me as an organizer and as a leader, one of the things that I've tried to do, the people who join our editathon are particularly people who are interested in the film and TV industry and matters youth empowerment. So I have looked for different ways of engaging them outside Afro scene. like when we have TV and film awards and film premieres, I get opportunities to get them to attend. And this sometimes is all about, please ignore the background. This is all about sometimes showbiz. And the young people, they will be happy that they have gotten room to attend events that on a normal day they wouldn't even attend. And also, I also share, or rather, I've also created a platform where people can share other knowledges within each other in our social media platforms. So everyone feels valued. Everyone feels like they have an opportunity to grow. And I think, as a recommendation, one of the things that I would actually recommend to the movement, to the foundation, and anyone else who is able to make that relevant decision on this issue. I feel like in order to address these challenges, which we are seeing in our African communities, and which will always be there because we still have the same demographic, I think we should have a way to get resources allocated for community organizers that are just for community development. Like, these are just resources that are not for editathons or something, but as a leader, you can be able to look at the people you have in the room. You've mapped out their skills, but you're able to plan activities that still um, are not basically outside the scope of what Wikimedia does, but things that add value to our participants. So at the end of the day, someone is coming in not because they are getting paid, but because they still feel like there's room for them to grow, because that is what young people are looking for. It's not always about money, but what value are they getting out of it? Yeah, so for me, that's what I would say.
All right. Oh, thank you very much, Win, for sharing with us. And also
And
briefly,
something else, sorry, Drake,
mm,
something else that
yes,
I
please.
also forgot to mention when it comes to partnerships. One of the other things that we've also done for us, it's partnering with media or journalists who show interest in our events. So what this does, you will find that there's a young person who has an event that is not even related to Wikimedia, but because they are part of our cohort of Afro-Scene editors. When they have that event, we are able to use the network and the fact that they're a valuable asset to our team to give them that media recognition. So they get their events covered in the media, or they're invited to speak at sessions. Then they feel that that network is adding value to them. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Winnie. And Winnie, briefly, what are your future aspirations in the movement?
Uh, First, I can't wait for us to have an East African regional hub. I think it's one of my vision. I know there's still discussions and people are not yet sure what we mean by hubs and the scope. But for me, I just want hubs to decentralize aspect of decision making, resources, and just capacity building. Have something where you feel like you belong and you have access to at any time. So it's one thing to just say, yeah, we're going to have a hub in Africa, but people should know Africa is so huge. Yeah, so I feel like when we have decentralized, we are not saying we are blocking ourselves from other regions and what have you, but I feel that's one of the things, that just having an East African hub where we are able to share knowledge, skills, and look at our common challenges, and then sit on that table and say, these are the plans we're going to come up to address these challenges, and those kind of things. And I'm also looking for a community that is so united. Yeah, because there's those aspects that come when people are just divided and they're pulling in different directions. So I'm looking at an African community that is so united to collaborate and just grow the movement. And I'm looking also at a situation where we are being looked at as a continent in a way that people are looking at our demographic and trying to map out the unique aspects or the challenges that we have, so that when it comes to several things in the movement, we are not just lumped with everything, because I believe as a continent we really have unique situations, with the age factor being one of these, because we are a young continent. So the decisions that people make should also be cognizant of the fact that we are dealing with a very young population with very unique needs and very unique interests. Yes,
Surely,
thank
surely
you.
that is it. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Winnie. And Eben, as you also explain to us and share with us your future plans, kindly first answer this question from someone in attendance. That is Michael Kaluba. He's wondering, what are some of the strategies you are putting in place to get more ladies, stroke women on board?
Thank you so much, Michael, for the question. So I'll read the question again. What are some of the strategies to get more ladies or women on board? So first of all, with the plan. I've already started drafting the plan and the strategies. So I'll get to create events like or campaigns, awareness campaigns to more ladies who will come and learn about the Wikimedia movement, learn about the opportunities, learn on how they can participate for them to join. So I believe for people to participate, awareness has to come first. So after coming up with the awareness campaigns, we'll have to like set events which are women led. I think like having different projects which are women led, this will motivate the other ladies out there like to join. They'll be able to think like, okay, if this particular event is being driven by a woman or a lady, like I am also it's also possible for me to like join the movement and also be part of the movement and also make an impact as a lady in the movement.
Wonderful.
Allow me
That's
to comment on that, Eben,
mm,
because you've raised a very important point. Yes, it's true that by letting ladies spearhead some projects, it encourages more women to join. And also, I think we should do an exchange program with your country, because in our events, we are actually now starting to think we'll be looking for men, because ladies are just so low.
wow.
Yeah, but letting women take charge encourages more women to come on board.
Sure. Thank you, thank you. And I wanted Eben to also share with us his future plans. I know that that other question also led into that, so please kindly go ahead. Thank you.
Okay, so my future plans currently, first of all, before I say this, I have to like really thank the Wikimedia Community User Group Tanzania, which is led by Anthony Mtavangu. Who has been able to like create awareness, and now we have the Wikimedia Community Arusha, and we also have another project which is called Wiki Love University Students, which runs in another region here in Tanzania, a region that is different from where the Wikimedia Community User Group Tanzania stays, or from Arusha where we have the Wikimedia community. So it's like we have three different groups in Tanzania currently, like running in different regions. So what I look forward to is creating more awareness. Like here in Tanzania, we have more than 50 regions, and the most active regions are only Dar es Salaam, where the Wikimedia Community User Group Tanzania is, and Arusha, where the Wikimedia Community Arusha is, and Morogoro, where the Wiki Loves You University student is. So I look forward to like creating more awareness to these other regions in Tanzania, so that we could engage more people to participate in the Wikimedia projects, which will later lead to like bridging the African content gap in the Wikimedia projects, because there is a significant African content gap in the Wikimedia movement. So I would like to like see other young people in Tanzania contributing to Wikimedia movement, writing about Africa. and that will be able to that with that we'll be able to change the narrative of Africa. So that's what I look forward to.
Thank you very much. Derek, I know we have spent some time without talking to you. I would also like to hear some of your future plans and if you're also facing some challenges that Eben was sharing, how you plan to handle them. Thank you, Derek. I hope you can hear me, Derek.
Yes, I'm hearing you right now.
Yes, please. Share with us your future aspirations in the movement. And also, in case you are facing some similar challenges like Eben, especially about women and ladies, you could also hint about them. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let me begin with what could be done or what is being done to engage more women in the Wikimedia movement. One, there are so many ongoing projects whose aim is to bridge the gender gap. One of them is Wikilab's Women, being led by a very powerful woman in our community called Clementine, with the help of some other ladies, Rebecca, who is also a co-founder. We have so many females who are doing a real good job. And I would say one of the things we are doing is including them, not only as the beneficiaries, but then people are also formulating and implementing. So I think that's one approach. Then the second thing, we are planning future events in which the ideas of implementing these projects are going to be coming from women themselves, because the statistics show that a bigger number of the people who contribute content on Wikipedia are men. And with that being said, that means those very many men who are contributing content, they contribute content in line with the main interests. So we are doing a lot to train women and also to train many female trainers. That's one of the things we're doing at the moment. And then on the last question of what are my future aspirations, my future aspirations within the movement? I would say one is training as many people as I can, because I think that's the best thing I can offer to my community. The other thing is playing a direct role in changing the African narrative. What do I mean by that? I look forward to playing a role in which, in few years to come, one, things talking about Africa will be written by Africans in the African perception, because we're having the issue where now people who are talking about Africa, the majority are not even in Africa. They have no idea what goes on in Africa. So that's my aspiration. And then lastly is to have, because we have a community of not, I think we are like 100, but I look forward to having a community of more than 100. Rwanda is almost 15 million. So I'm just assuming if 1 million of the 15 were were Wikimedians, that will be a lifetime goal. So that's one of the things I look forward to. And creating awareness as much as possible, because as we talk about this, you'd see that most of the existing projects benefit either people who are educated, people who are not having some other disabilities, people who are in cities. So my future aspirations include having projects that are also focusing and targeting people with disabilities, people who cannot see, people who cannot listen, people who have never stepped in class, and women who seem to be a little bit less compared to men who are within the movement. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Derek. I'd like to let all of you know that we have used our time really, really very well, maybe because the one was not able to join us. However, I'd like to call up all of you back on stage and also so that you can share anything you feel you have left out or anything. This is your time. 2 minutes each, and then we can conclude. I will start with Winnie. Thank you, Winnie.
My parting shot will just be, we have the ability as young people, and we have the resources. Sometimes it will not always be in tangible money that you can see, but it will be in different ways that you can grow yourself in personal and professional development. So as a young person, you always need to know what is it that you're also bringing on the table, what value are you also adding in the room, and what you also need to get from that room. So as long as that is clear, you have a vision, then go for it. And also the other thing is that I think we are just the future leaders of our countries, and making change starts even in the right places, in
Yeah.
rooms like this where we are sharing knowledge. Yes, so let's do whatever we can to add our voices in everything that matters to us. It's the only way we are going to make a difference. Thank you.
All right. Before you go, Sherry is wondering. Sherry Antoine is asking, how can she, or how can Afro Proud partner with you? Think about
With
that.
the with the Kenyan community.
Yes, all of you actually are the speakers today. She would like you to
We
know.
can
Yes.
share our emails, and then we can get in touch with her and discuss further.
Okay.
Oh, I see she
And
says yes. So
mm,
Sherry, I will share with you my email address, and then we can discuss further. Thank you.
all right. Eben, you're welcome on stage to share with us any parting shots you have.
Thank you, Derek. One of our fellow speakers did not make it. So she wanted to talk about the project, which is called Wiki Vibrance. So I will like explain a little bit about the project, and you can also go. There is one of the booth called the Wiki Vibrance. You could also go to learn more about the project there. So we have a project which is called the Wiki Vibrance, which has been started by Euphemia Wandu from Nigeria, and this project is aims at engaging young people in the Wikimedia movement to mobilize and engage those young people to improve articles related to different youth topics. So back in August, we celebrated the International Youth Day by writing articles which were related to the International Youth Day in the year 2021, the theme was transforming food systems, youth innovation for human and planetary health. So, and in November, we are also going to have, we are going, this November, we're going to commemorate the African Youth Month, whereas we are going to, the project aims to recognize and commemorate the African Youth Month in 2021 in the Wikimedia movement by working with Wikimedia communities in Africa to engage their young people in series of events that will require them to build their capacity and improve content. So you are highly welcomed in the booth, the Wiki Vibrance booth, to learn more about this project. And yeah, so thank you. That's it.
Thank you, Eben. That's most welcome. We'll make time and visit the booth and be glad to talk to all of you. Derek, I would like you to conclude our session by giving us parting shots and also anything else that you have. Thank you very much, Derek.
Wow, that's a blessing. It's an opportunity again being given that chance. First of all, I would like to appreciate different people who are not part of these conversations or who are not part of these screens we are seeing, because if it usually happens that when communities are doing so well, the credits go to people who appear on screens like this. But I really appreciate people who play a bigger role in the Wikimedia movement in their communities. With that being said, I appreciate all people within the Wikimedia user group in Rwanda, because without them, the aspirations may remain aspirations. The same goes to people in Tanzania, Kenya, and all over East Africa. We really appreciate them. The next thing I would like to talk about or to highlight as we come to the closure of this session is that we as Africans have cried a lot. We have blamed the West for colonization. We have blamed them for neo-colonization. We have blamed them for assimilation, now the new form of colonialism. Enough is enough. We've cried a lot. So now let's sit down and act. This is our time. And within the Wikimedia movement, we have enough for everyone. Let's come together and do all we can for Africa. Thank you so much. Be blessed.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, all. Ebony, Winnie, and Derek. It was wonderful having you. Have a blessed day and a blessed weekend about 2020.
Thank you,
Bye.
Derek.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Drake.
Bye-bye.
Bye.